Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosa Saki Investigator. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosa Saki Investigator. Ow. So, guys, how have you been lately? Huh? Enjoying time in paradise, o president? Huh? Huh? So, so here we are. Here we are. So, guys, okay, let me just find the right away. Okay, I hope it's not too breathing into the thing. So, let's find the Garfons for today. Okay, so a lot of things, huh? So, guys, it's so interesting like, collecting all of this stuff to do, like the questions. You realize like it's not, we always have to get ahead of the story. Not like it's almost like not like I'm a journalist, but I realize there's all this stuff happening, and then we are still talking about what happened yesterday when everything that happened yesterday was a distraction. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, oh my God, look at them. They were doing this, they're doing that. And like, here we are talking about it. You see how the effect that it has. Isn't that interesting? I was just thinking about it. I was like, oh my God, isn't that interesting? How he, oh my God, he had a face like that. He was like that, because I feel like I already, you know what I mean? And that I was reading, so I saw somewhere on Twitter that somebody said, oh, the Republicans they asked us to arrest him. I'm sorry, arrest them. They wanted to be arrested because they wanted to create a spectacle. And that's what they did. And everybody, oh, look at the soap opera. They did this and it, right? So instead of like talking about all this, so today, guys, there's not. I feel like there wasn't that big news. I thought it was gonna be something big was gonna break, okay, but not really. Sounds like not right, not particularly. So okay, so let's okay, guys. Do you mind if I'll get to it right away? Because I feel like there's so. I always feel like I don't have enough time to talk. Oh, sorry. I don't no, it was straight to hell. Yeah, garbage truck. I was like, you know what it is? I kind of like having the same image sometimes, or this one because then we can fill up. There's so many people. Think about it. There's going to be like people are going to get smaller and smaller because there's so many people I forget, and so I keep adding some others new people. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people. So anyway, so okay, so let's get to okay, guys. Let me just see here. So all right. So let's get to that. So okay, so I'm just gonna over quickly. I'm not gonna go over every question, but just quickly, okay. So before, I just wanted to tell you about this question. I have, yeah, it's here. So one of you, somebody I know I was talking to, okay, asked me about. She was telling me that I'm not going to reveal her name, oh, but she lives in Georgia, and she was talking about how she, wherever she goes, if they go to eat somewhere, Fox News is on everywhere she goes. And to me, this is like something that I don't know. I can't. I sort of can't relate. I don't know what it's like. So she was saying that everywhere she goes in Georgia, like she's near Atlanta, like an Atlanta suburb, and she was saying that everywhere she goes, it's the news on, with yeah, Cheryl's saying the same text. Everywhere is Fox News, and everybody talks from that perspective. And how hard it is. She's having a conversation. She was describing this annoying neighbor who was like, he was annoying regardless of whether he was a Trump voter. But then he's like, oh, can you believe, this and that? And she was like, oh, sorry, we have to go because you can't. And it's so interesting because for me, of course, in New York, it's so easy to be like quote unquote liberal, right? Because it's not like everybody pretty much there's a high test. So there's like people, most people are like this, and it's very rare to actually see somebody who's a Trump voter, or at least overtly admits that they are Trump voters. Okay, so as she was describing this environment, I was like, wow, it can't. I wonder how are these people going to react, because they believe all of the story. She was like, that's because she was saying, I was out, was it today or yesterday? And she was saying that everywhere she went, they were talking about how they were like, oh yeah, they invaded that's right, they did it was illegal, whatever, like how it is, like. And I was like, oh my God. So even though I've already asked this question about like Fox News, okay, I'm still, I think this would be a really interesting question to start. And because it's like how to say it, the background of this question is how somebody experiences life. So I think it's interesting because we have here somebody who has like a personal experience, and who could see. So I could ask the question, like, considering where she is in this environment, because sometimes questions like that, what about his base, or it's like it's too abstract and it's too It's not concrete enough. But in this case, the experience she gave, it's like she's like, um, I can ask. So going forward, if when Trump, because I think Trump will be, no matter what, no matter how long it takes, he's going to be probably going to be impeached if he doesn't leave earlier. So what's going to happen to all these people who have the Fox News on? What is Fox News going to say? And what is going to happen to like people like her neighbor who are saying this? How are they going to react? And how, I do think, guys, eventually, if people know the truth, the problem is that they're pushing these lies. At which point will they recognize the reality? Because if you think about it, guys, if they believe this stuff, then they're going to feel betrayed. Think about, that's what I said. It's like it's a complicated thing. What's going on. So for them, for the networks, stuff like that, because you know what I mean, they're like, what happens? How are they going to transition? So I thought, if you don't mind, okay, because I think it's a global question. That's actually very. Oh, oh, look, oh, uh, uh, hey, uh, uh. So so what's going to happen? Oh my God! See, this is why I'm like, constantly, it's like, oh my God, so much hate. So I should, you know what? I should always have habit. I should always have habit because it's so complicated. So like, anyway. So this is, I was saying, it's a global question, and it's an important question, I think, to see how is this going to develop in the real world, like to people who are not, because I was going, we know, like we're on the edge here, we're edgy, yeah, but what about the people that are not edgy? How is this going to, because that's going to tell us a lot, right? So is it okay if I ask this girlfriend? Yeah, we're going to ask this, and then I'll move on to the other questions. I just wanted to share this. It's important, girlfriend. So guys, did you see? Okay, so like, just quickly before I even get started. So okay, I had no idea that Mike Pence had a brother in the House of Representatives. Isn't that? I'm like, whoa! I had no idea. It's not that I'm like ever, looking into like, oh, let's say who's in the house. There's like a lot of people in the house, okay, but it's kind of strange. I don't know. Is it me? Do you feel like I didn't know that before? Until today, I didn't know, or it's like yesterday or something. Strange. Okay, so there he is in the committees. Yeah, isn't that strange? It's almost like I feel like they hid it. Because like for example, Trump. If Trump had a brother, like you would know immediately. But I almost feel like it was hidden. Don't you think? He was running for governor. Oh my God, I had no idea. Isn't that? But I do think it's weird. Like, why do I? It's so strange. So what's up with this brother? He looks as shady as him. They look kind of creepy. Look, I come from creepy family. I do. I am like a candle. Me and my brother, we are bred between persons and candles. He's like, he just looks like a candle or something. It's so strange. No offense, as a Rosie again mocking people. She mocks. She has no mercy on anybody. She's real trash. I know her. I watch her channel. She's out there telling things. So seriously, I never knew about this guy. Isn't that strange? It's like it sounds like he was a ghost. I see ghost. That's real. Yeah, it's a ghost or real. So anyway, so what the hell's up with that guy? Okay, and then okay, I'm just gonna go over the questions that are more like a little bit different, and then we talk about it. So guys, okay, I saw this midweek, and one of you reminded me that Maria Butina, she's leaving prison tomorrow. She's supposed to be going back to Moscow. So, and I remember, guys, very clearly that she could be going to witness protection. So what is going to happen? Because guys, I kind of feel bad for her in some. I don't feel bad for her completely, but I feel like if she goes to Russia, she's gonna die. Like, I'm sorry, right? Like, I don't think you need cards to, right? Don't you think? Or maybe do you really think, like, seriously, or what's gonna happen to her? Don't you think? I don't know. I kind of, I almost, right? I don't know. I just feel like I want to know what's gonna happen to her. Is she gonna stay here as witness protection? She's gonna go there. She's gonna die. What the hell, right? Sorry to ask this question. She's gonna die, but that's what I feel for her. I saw her falling from a building one time. I did a reading about her, what's gonna happen to her eventually. But I thought she was gonna stay in prison for longer. Okay. Exactly. I thought, I wonder what's gonna happen tomorrow, guys. Don't you think it's kind of strange? And there was news. I didn't click on the news. They were saying that two ICE agents are gonna escort her, and I'm like, it's kind of strange. Don't you think? I feel like maybe it's like undercover officer. Yeah. Because also, if she doesn't show up there in Russia, Putin's gonna make a big, big fuss about it. I think, obviously, right? So let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see what's gonna happen. I'm curious. Okay, so okay, what else? Okay, so guys, and there's also, and I feel like this hasn't been in the news that much, of course, right? Because the news is always about Hillary. Hillary said something. Did you know that? She said something. So Ronan Farrow's book is said to. I read this comment on like an article or something that he's going to talk about Trump's like rape of the teenage woman. Okay, so it's supposed to be this very explosive book about the Me Too allegations and all that. And Ronan Farrow is very respected. So I'm like, oh, is this the time? Like, it's because guys, Trump has such a hold on the media that it must be like they don't talk about it, right? You know, oh, what about like this is the bullshit. Like, oh, what about Hunter Biden? Oh, he was in a company. Okay. Okay. So what about the guy who raped the teenager? Like everybody seems to know about this. The woman is, she's legit, I think. Okay. So no, let's not talk about it. No. Well, Hunter Biden. Yeah, Hunter Biden. I'm sorry, but it's like, what the hell until when? Okay. So what's gonna happen? What is the story? Are they gonna talk about this stuff? Okay. Like, are we gonna talk about it? Since there's gonna be a lot of publicity connected to this. Okay. I want to know if I'm at house. Is what right? Right? Okay. Okay. So then now related to the Ukraine, there's some interesting developments, guys. I think the news that Natasha Bertrand said something about this guy who works for Nunes, that he was pushing Ukraine information. Guys, Ukraine information is what is it? What is it? Is the propaganda. And I've always said that the thing about the Ukraine story is that it's not about Trump pushing it, it's Trump repeating something that was created by Russians. Because I really do believe that Trump he imitates ideas that are given to him by Russians. I don't know that he's that creative mind behind it. I think he pushes. So then does this mean that it's a link? Like, what is up with this guy that works for Nunes and he was giving information to Trump? And there's another I think more explosive story even is this guy named John Solomon. Okay, John Solomon, and he's an opinion columnist. Okay, and he's supposed to be the link between he was the first person to break the story. Okay, and I think he's basically a recipient of propaganda. You know what I mean? So what's gonna happen? I keep hoping, guys, that something is gonna break like this. That it's not that I'm against, obviously I want prosecution of the press, but I think there's something really, um, like really, just really wrong with these people that are like taking Russian information and passing it off. It's like the information warfare, right? And then pass it off as credible. So I like to know about that. And just the comments. See, I'm seeing some comments here. Just want to comment about it. So when I just said the thing about the Ronan Farrow, and there's more information here, and I remember reading this too. So there was a list of 60 cases. Joanne is saying here 60 cases against Trump that the media caught and cut, and then and then and then Joanne is asking, and then Cheryl is asking, um, 60 60 cases of rape, and it's the stuff that the National Enquirer hit. Okay, so say okay. So hi mm. Okay, so just so know, I'm gonna focus now on the reading. Okay, and just a reminder, if you have questions, I'm gonna try to focus just because now it's like visions. Okay, yeah. Hmm. So anyway, what area of Atlanta are you located? Because I feel like the person that was talking about Atlanta on Fox, she was talking about the suburbs. So that's different, So right, maybe this is like the because for example in like Georgia, like uh, anyway, there a lot of people voted for Stacey, so it's not as if they don't exist, but it's just the environments where a lot of people. Okay, a lot of people are okay. Anyway, so going back here, like I said, I'm gonna try to focus. Okay, I got a little distracted. Just 1 second. So yeah, so going back to the story of Ronan Farrow, um, That's the thing. It's like I wonder, you know what I mean? So he said that that's the whole story about like David Packard, National Enquirer hiding all this information about Trump, and we know that David Packard had this safe, right? That I think he burned or something like that, right? So so anyway, all right, okay. So that's the story. Okay. Anyway, so going back here, okay? So oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. So, okay, 1 second here. So I was just separating that because I do get, as you know, guys, I do get distracted with comments. So I'm popping it out so I don't connect, I don't watch it while I'm doing visuals because it could be disruptive. Okay. All right. So going back here. So anyway, going back to the whole thing with Ronan Farrow, um, it's an important story, okay, because I have always seen that he goes down really with stuff related to women. A lot of other people have seen it. So how is that? Is that part of it? Is that part of it or not? Okay. All right. So so this is it now. Next. Anything else here that I want to talk about? Okay. So particularly, the other thing, guys, that I think is two other things that are important here, particularly important. Senator Ron Wyden to investigate the connection between the Turkish bank indicted by Southern District this week and Trump. So this is important, guys, because as I was saying before, we have been having this conversation for a while, right? The whole story with Turkey and how they are paying Trump in a way or another. So it's significant because I feel like that is even it's not bigger than Ukraine, but it's just as big, it's just as bad. Okay, so that's important. And then also that the cybersecurity, you know how like there's a story about how like, oh, now we're going, so the Russian government put out a statement saying, oh, now we're going back to being partners in cybersecurity with America, whatever. And then and then like and then there was an article today that I linked to that said that a lot of people in this cybersecurity mission, like that are meant to protect the cyberspace and probably elections, have resigned. So that makes me think that they must be preparing for something. And and we'll talk about it. So that's it, guys. Okay, so let me get started. I just want to do a like a little something. So interesting. So so MM's just saying that we'll talk about Atlanta. Let's just finishing the conversation here about Atlanta and the stuff of Fox News. I'm gonna get started with that actually. So, but she's in the district of John Lewis. So this is good. It's good, but it's just like there's a lot of people, and some of you here in the group too, that live in areas where there's like a lot of Fox News everywhere. Isn't that interesting? I feel like that's not. I've never experienced that, so it's interesting. Wow. Yeah. So it's like what I'm saying? It's so I want to know what's gonna happen to these people, So let's get started. Okay. So I wanna get started here. Okay, so let that protection be before your light. Light. No, let me now I got song. I like to ask for protection. Huh. Beautiful real light coming on top of my head. As I breathe in, I feel my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel connected. I step into it. I feel protected. I ask that information, come only from the good, from the good, from the good people, That it was that right? So was that? Oh my god, interesting. Oh, here it is. Okay, so So this is it. Okay. So now I'm gonna ask. Let's go first. Start with the question here about the how our Fox News audiences and communities, right, are going to deal with this impeachment. And I have seen in the past that they they go on to change, right, eventually. But how is this process going to happen, and how is it going to happen to them over time? Because it right there's this I'm not particularly worried, okay, but I feel like is it Fox I saw that Fox News is going to change, but how are they going to communicate that what's happening to their audience eventually? And I saw them flipping, not flipping, but changing to start telling the truth. But what is happening? Okay, so Fox News does not want to be the one to cause Trump to leave, but once they realize that it's basically they're going to stay as long as they need to before the whole thing starts crashing down. And guys, it's kind of a strange image I see here of Sean Hannity being arrested on air. I don't think he's going to be arrested on air, but it suggests, as you know, guys, Sean Hannity is very involved in a lot of things. As he had a deal with Michael Cohen, this real estate deal with Michael Cohen. He's very involved. Okay, so I feel like indictments could start hitting Fox News more publicly, and they would have to change, I think. But but for example, what about the community that CS told me about? Okay, so what what about that? What happens? How are they going to how are they going to react? How are they going to change? I feel like they're going to start I feel like they're going to continue until the whole thing is guaranteed that he goes, and then they're going to be like, "I was so shocked. What? I believed him. I believe him. No, no. How could that be?" So, right, so they have to act like they're shocked or something. Okay. So I don't think this is the thing, guys. I feel like they have like all of those people in this game, they have too much at stake. They're not gonna like, oh, just give it away now. Like give it away. There used to be a song like in the 90s, give it away, give it away, give it away now. So so it's kind of interesting here. It's just saying that they're not gonna like do any favors for people who want to remove Trump. But when he goes down, they don't want to go down the sinking ship. But they has to be like when they realize that Trump can absolutely not be saved at all. Okay, that is when exactly, that's what Cheryl's saying here. Fox is on in doctor waiting rooms, car repair shops, exactly everywhere you go. That's the sound you hear. So what is the sound? Okay, so tell me. Let's now, that would be interesting, guys. Look into what. So what do they say today? What did they say? Let's say I was guys November first sound so far, but it's like right here. Oh my God, what about December 30th? What is it going to say December 30th and then January 30th? Okay. Okay, because that will give us an idea of how if they change at all. So it's like, oh no, not him. He's so great. He's like fighting for us. He is. No, no, no. Okay. So then what happens? Let's move to now. Calendar says December 30th. What does it say? December 30th says President Trump has fooled. I'm so sad to that I have to abandon him. I believe I believe with him and I believe but I feel, guys, essentially it doesn't I almost feel like a date, as I had written a comment on Janie had asked the question, a when question. And even I am like, what was going to happen then? It kind of says that it's it's connected to indictments, I think. The Fox News changing and people changing in those areas that have Fox News, okay, is about that. So it's like, oh, they have to frame it, and the story is like, oh my God, we just figured out he's cheating on us, but only after. You see what I'm saying? Like only after, and they're gonna have to scapegoat the person, Trump, and like they can't say that the Republicans are bad. They're like, oh, he fooled us. He's like, oh, right. They have to change, try to, because then I see, how I see in a meeting, I see Rupert Murdoch in a meeting, like a hurried meeting around the holidays. either after Christmas or right around Christmas, that they're gonna have to start changing. And how do they're gonna have to think. It's almost like they have these meetings for people who are storytellers to figure out how they're gonna change the story, because they have to create a fake story to justify why they weren't saying this stuff before. Okay, so they just feel so betrayed. They feel so betrayed. And okay, so January 30th. Oh my God. I feel like I remember telling you guys that these people on Fox News, like who watch Fox News, eventually, I think it's going to go through, those, the four stages of grief. They're going to be angry. They're going to be, no, it can't be, whatever. And eventually they're going to come, the ones they could be normal again are going to go back to have to apologize. Like, oh, you're right. You're right. And they're going to understand what's going on in the country. But when okay, so how I just find it like it's what is shocking, guys, is like the power that this TV news has over in this area is that like people believe this stuff. It's amazing. It's very scary. Okay, but they're saying like it's not. But did they say? I feel like I heard the story that Fox News is like the biggest cable channel or something. Or I guess MSNBC is also was getting really big. But it's like that's why they have, but the audience is so old relatively, okay? And it's saying young people don't really watch Fox News anyway, but it's everywhere you go. Okay, so yeah, it's entertainment purposes. So this is it, guys. I think I was telling you, so what should we do about it? Don't worry too much. They're gonna have to change if they want to adapt to the thing, because I feel like whoever the smart people are who are doing the legal world, the prosecutors, they know, and I think Nancy knows about it. Okay, let me ask, what does Nancy know about Fox News in Russia? Does she know anything? Because I think Nancy knows a lot, guys. She's seen it all. I feel like these people know. So what does she know about Fox News and those news that are like pushing Russian propaganda? What does Nancy? How does she think about it? She doesn't want to be radical about anything. She wants to let it play out a little bit, but she wants them investigated. But after that, it's just like she's very methodical, it looks like, Nancy. So she's like, first they have to get Trump, and then they're gonna have to, because she feels like those people change. When things look bad and make them look bad, they're gonna have to change because if they want to survive. She's confident that it's gonna get to that. And eventually I think, guys, because that's why I was saying the thing about this guy, John Solomon, that's why I had hope. Because I feel like if they start pulling apart the people that are taking, Russian propaganda and passing it off as news, it's gonna be a big deal, okay? So, okay. Oh, guys, I forgot. That's it. How could I forget? I spit on computer. Sorry. Well, water. Guys, this is huge. This is huge. Okay, I forgot. I forgot about it. Where is it? On the news. I saw it. I forgot because that's it. I was like, thank God. Okay. So remember the Ukrainian guys. I didn't write it down because there's like so much news. How can I keep track? So So remember the Ukrainian guys that were arrested, right? Indicted yesterday. Like not indicted, arraigned yesterday. They didn't go to the thing. So remember how they were gonna go to Vienna, right? They're gonna go to Vienna. And they were arrested on the way to Vienna. The reason why they were going to Vienna, it turns out, was to meet with this guy who is a corrupt prosecutor. Okay, Ukrainian, I think is Shorkin is one of them. Okay, the prosecutors over there. For what was it? What were they meeting with the guy for? For a segment on the Sean Hannity show. That's the point. That was the purpose. Okay, think about it. So, the Sean Hannity show, those guys were going to go to Vienna to meet with the Sorkin guy so that they could, help broker some interview for Fox News and Sean Hannity. Okay? So as they were imagine okay, just okay, like this is big, guys, because okay, imagine for example, if let's say Rachel Maddow, okay, she was going to interview somebody, and like the producers were there flying over there to meet somebody who was going to be, let's say, somebody who was like knew a lot about real crimes or something. And as it turns out, the day before the person was arrested on television, a huge thing. It turns out the person is a criminal, and they were going to get, like, think about it, this is how big it is, but they're not talking about it too much, okay? So this is it, guys. The oh my god, is Fox News is Sean Hannity then implicated in this Ukraine scandal? Yes, he is. Because like a lot of people, he receives the information from the Russian talking points, except that the circles are closing in. Because think about it, guys. How the hell? First of all, Giuliani was talking to Leon. Hello, Giuliani. The Giuliani was talking to Sean Hannity. I get here. It's like, hey, let's have they were like ready to expose it, whatever. So as this is going to happen, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. The guys are arrested. So it's a big deal, I think. Okay, right? Think about it. That's why, and I was like, it's sooner than we think. Let me just say here, Sean Hannity, Parnas. Okay, that's it, guys. I'm not kidding. That's it. Oh yeah. Daily Beast. Giuliani's Ukraine henchmen were prepping ex-Ukrainian official for Hannity interview before arrest. Oh, interesting. No, I find it fascinating. Why? No, it's very interesting. Here's the link. Okay, the link below. So this is it. This is how. Oh, interesting. I find it fascinating. No, yeah. Like hello. Okay, so this is it, guys. Interesting. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. So this is it. So is it okay? So is Sean Hannity gonna be indicted connected to this whole case? As I said, the impeachment is gonna go. See here, the impeachment is gonna go a lot faster, but the case of the Ukrainians is gonna drag on for a long time, and it's showing here a web of people being dragged through it. Okay, it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. So everybody involved can directly connect. Think about it, guys. Think about it like a news. Isn't that strange? Don't you think it's kind of like, oh, interesting, right? It's a big deal. Okay, okay. So they are probably not gonna, they doesn't talk about it. Like, oh yes, we're gonna reveal this guys, and then they were gonna come over and help me, and then they were arrested, huh? Yeah, what a coincidence. It's not connected. No, no, it's not. Okay, okay. So you see what I'm saying? So very important. Okay, so this is it. Oh my God, this part. It's like, see here that Sean Hannity is part of the propaganda inner circle. So yeah, of course, like like I'm like, oh, okay, got it. So how they, what I mean? They're gonna have to explain to their audience that these people are gonna have to, they just it was nothing. It was a lie. Rest. It's not gonna work so well. Okay. All right. So Janie, so Janie had a question like as I said before, guys. When questions are too difficult, so you can always contextualize when questions with other things. So you have to find a circumstance, okay, to hold on to so that you can kind of like create the steps. Okay. So it says, what is Southern District waiting for in order to indict Giuliani? Because I don't think it's necessarily helpful. Okay, it's not necessarily helpful to oh my god, guys. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I'm getting something as I'm talking. I'm seeing the comments here and talking about this guy, the Sean Hannity, and these guys. Know what I got? I got the image that, of course, if Sean Hannity is talking to these guys, somebody from Sean Hannity's show, it's being recorded because those guys were under surveillance. Oh, I'm sad for them. Oh, no, not fair. Not fair. It's not fair. Under surveillance, of course. So there's recorded informations. Yeah, recorded informations. So, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is very good. Okay. So what is I'm now going back, guys. I know it jumps sometimes. Okay. So what is Southern District waiting for in order to indict Giuliani? What else is gonna happen here? Oh my god, I feel like I don't think they're gonna have because I see them having conversations with him, but I don't know that like it's saying here, but people they're targets of investigations. You don't have a conversations. You don't have conversation. They don't like, hello, hi, this is Rosie from Southern District, New York. Do you want to step come over? We're gonna put you in handcuffs. No, you don't do that, right? So I think so. What are they waiting for? Because okay, so Rudy he needs to get a lawyer. They're pretty much waiting for a lawyer. He doesn't have a lawyer. That's why. So is Rudy going to get a lawyer soon? Because he said, "Oh yeah, maybe I should get a defense attorney, huh?" Yeah, I think you should. So is Rudy going to get? Because I feel like they're like, we don't want to humiliate him, but he should have a lawyer. He should have a lawyer, Giuliani. I think it's a good idea for him. Like, especially if it's so, guys, it's so humiliating. They're actually being nice about it. They're like, you know what? He used to be the head of this office. We don't want to humiliate him. That's not the point. We want it to be to have some sort of dignity, if at all possible. So get a lawyer, Rudy. Get a lawyer. Will help you. But so they're like, get a lawyer, bitch. And I feel like people have told him, they're kind of like, hey, Giuliani, this is the such and such. I'm calling, I have some friends. They're kind of saying, Giuliani should get a lawyer just because when it breaks, there's going to be problems. Yeah. Okay. So what are they waiting for? Wow, guys, I feel like they're treading very carefully because they know about Trump. Guys, the arrest of Giuliani is a national security issue. Think about how serious, because Trump, who knows what he's going to do. So what's happening? Tell me about Giuliani's arrest. What are they waiting for, and how are they going to go about it? They're talking to Nancy Pelosi. I feel like they don't want it to be, distracting. I mean, how is this not going to be this is good in a good way? Is distracting, but what are they? Okay, what's going to happen? How are they going to do it? What are they? What? Tell me about the circumstance, or like a day or event, something. So okay, now I make it easier for you, Spirit. So there's Thanksgiving. Is this before Thanksgiving or is this after Thanksgiving? Is it before Christmas? After Christmas? So okay. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so it's gonna be okay. So October. It's gonna be a line here, like timeline. Okay, so first. Okay, so we are October 24th, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. I'm sorry, 21, 31, whatever, 30. Let's say 31. And then November 1st, 2nd, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Could be 7 October. I'm sorry, November 7. Guys, like I feel like linear. Okay, so so tell me about Giuliani's arraignment. Oh no, I'm sorry. He has to show up in court. That's the thing. That's right. He has to show up in court when he's indicted. Right, you have to show up in front of the judge. So how is this going to happen? Oh, they're saying, oh, there's a grand jury. That's right. Was there a grand jury? Did you hear this, guys? They're saying there's a grand jury going on. There was a grand jury right? Did you? Am I crazy? I feel like it's saying here, grand jury is like deciding whether to. Because I think if you want to indict somebody, I believe I could be wrong because I don't remember the process exactly how it works. But it's sort of saying like, if you want to indict somebody, you have to go through a grand jury, something like that. Okay, so you have to get the stuff together and show it to the grand jury. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's what it's saying. It's already like, did you see the story that somebody, such and such, I forgot who, somebody was like, had to testify in a grand jury for something, right? Do you remember this? I don't know. That is like, or like, or Giuliani there was subpoena for something. Okay. So just say here, Giuliani grand jury. It's interesting because you know what? This is how much they manipulate. Oh, this is it, guys. That's Pete Sessions subpoenaed by grand jury. That's right. In grand jury, subpoenaed in Giuliani that's it. Giuliani grand jury probe. So okay, so yeah, look at, oh guys, hello. Federal grand jury has subpoenaed Pete Sessions for information about his interactions with Rudy Giuliani and several associates. Okay, guys. Okay, let's get real. Information about Julian and associates. In other words, he's a co-conspirator, right? It's pretty. Oh, and I have to tell you something important. So ever since I went to the Southern District the other time, I became member of what is it, PACER? PACER is this nationwide research system that you can look up cases. So I looked up the Parnas case. That's how I found the information of like where it was going to be. Okay. So what it said on the case was that um what is it? It said something like unnamed or something like that. It was unnamed person. It was or sealed defendant or something like that. And then I was like, I wasn't really sure. I'm pretty sure, guys, if that had been the case, then it would be on the news. But I was like, oh, weird. It says unsealed, the unknown defendant or unrevealed defendant, something like that. It was on the head, okay, on the thing. So like, you know what? Let me just. I don't want to go on Pacer now. Am I gonna go to Pacer? So let's see if I can find, because to me it was like, it was kind of strange. Okay, So let's see here. Manage the account. I find the case. I find the case. I find it. I'm a psych investigator. I find the case. So search the Pacer case locator. Mm. Woo. Log in. Log in. Yeah. So find cases. No, find parties. Advanced. Advanced. Say partners. I say party. Partners. Yeah. Exact matches only. Yes. Correct. So, ooh, there's a lot. Okay. So, Lev. So, defendant. Okay. So, there's a lot. He was. Okay. So, here. I seal. Okay. Look. USA versus Parnas, sealed defendant one. That's how it's described here. Okay. So, okay. Case file location, case summary, docket reports. Let's see here. Run the report. Oh, oh. Okay. Sealed indictment was on October 9th. Mm. Yeah, it's guys, it's interesting because it says here that on the 10th, order to unseal indictment as to seal defendant 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I feel like there's more. You know what I'm saying? There's more. There's more. So you know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like they would not need, like, if they number the people, okay? If they number the people, to me it feels like it's not true. Okay, so say here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So okay, so this is it. So this is it, guys. I still feel like, okay, let me just ask this question then. So is this case, is Giuliani named, is it a sealed defendant on the same case as Lav Parnas? Oh yeah. 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 He's saying yes. There's gonna be dozens of people. Because this guys, what, let's get real. Like, what, who brought this, who's directing these guys? It's Giuliani. Like, they're not like floating in the wind, right? Somebody's helping them out. Yeah, I'm helping. Yeah. So that's it. So I think this is gonna be a big case, and that's it. Is that it, guys, right? I think so. What do you think? What do you think? Huh? I feel like there's something there. I think. I think. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. But what about Pete Sessions though? Is that a different one? Okay, so it's I don't know, guys. You know what? I wouldn't. I'm not. I can't. I don't want to get like too complex. It's to get confused or whatever. And I don't know exactly know how this works. I don't need to move on because there's many questions. But you see what I'm saying? It's like it's interesting. It's very interesting because it feels like there's obviously there's a lot more coming here. So they're waiting for Giuliani to get a lawyer, and it feels like by Thanksgiving is Giuliani going to be indicted? Yes or no? Is Yeah, I think so. Because you know what it is, guys. I feel like the lawyers think, and I don't remember exactly. I feel like I read this, that during the holidays the courts are closed for a while, so they kind of have to speak. If you want a case to to like start getting stuff like scheduled for January trials or whatever, February, March, you have to do kind of nowish, because time flies over the once holidays come, it's like, right. So okay. So next, oh my God, interesting question. So this is good. Okay, so now, guys, a big question. Now I always feel like I'm behind, but let's go. Hey ho, let's go. Okay, Maria Butina to be released from prison tomorrow. Whew. So, is she really gonna go to Moscow? What's gonna happen to her? She's gonna go to Moscow, and or is she? I saw before that she could flip. What's gonna happen to her? And if she goes to Moscow, well, how is I don't want to know like gory details, please. But I just okay. So what's gonna happen to Maria Butina tomorrow? She's gonna go. Okay, so guys, I don't know if I'm like I don't know if I'm projecting, okay? But I feel like I don't know. Because I see that she go there's like a van that takes her there and stuff like that. But I also feel like these agents could be like FBI agents posing as ICE agents. And I see the people wait. I feel like there's also going to be consulate officials waiting for her to be released. Russian consulate, right? So I don't know. On the one hand, I see that, but then on the other hand, I see that like she doesn't arrive when she's expected there. Okay, so you know what? Let me just add. Do you mind if I use cards because I'm almost like I'm too involved in this? You know what I mean? Like almost feel like I'm not. I'm like because I see this thing, this outcome, but so is Maria Butina gonna go back to Russia tomorrow or not? Are you there, guys? No, but hello, you're there. I don't know. Nothing moves. Nothing. Oh, I don't know. Okay. So is is Maria Butina gonna go to Moscow tomorrow or what? Oh, hello. Yeah, I see. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Or is she gonna go into hiding? What are the chances she could go into hiding? Mhm. This is a card of something shady connected to the past, trying to move on, or like, and there's shady people in the background. Okay, so this would be moving on to something better, but it's not better. Okay, and this is usually some sort of legal move, and this is the tower of everything falling apart, not giving up. Okay, so oh my god, guys, I'm kind of like I don't know if I'm confused. So is like, what are the chances she could stay here? Justice upside down. Yeah, she has to give up on this information. I don't know. Guys, I'm like, hmm. Okay, we're able to know so what's happening. What was I'm gonna ask her, interview her. So Maria Butina, what's going on? Are you gonna go to Moscow or not? They told me they would get me. They told me they haven't said anything. Um okay guys, so this is the thing. I feel like it's a until the last minute thing. I think it's possible, but there's several things here. I feel like she told them, the government or something, that she could be up for it. She would be interested. But I feel like they don't communicate very much with her. And I don't know if they're doing this um because they don't want the information to come out, or if she's waiting, she's sort of like, I don't know what's going to happen. They haven't told me, or like she's sort of like the like, oh, whatever. I don't It's not that she doesn't care. She's like, oh, I'm waiting, whatever. And she's really nervous. She's not happy at all. And then I think what happens is that the government is also waiting. Okay, this is going to be a huge battle. Okay, if she comes, it could affect national security, because the main person is not Maria Butina necessarily. It's Paul Manafort. So she just has to think. I feel like she has to. She's worried about her family. Like, she does it, they're gonna kill her family. something like that. And it would really hurt the Trump case. Okay, let me just see more here. This, see it, this types of cards. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I think, is she gonna go? I don't feel like. So what's gonna happen tomorrow about the Maria Butina case? I still see her being sent to a, like, they pick up in a van or something and then send it. But because you know what I think, it's almost it's very hard to believe, is that it's hard to believe because I don't believe that once you are released, I don't think that you could just. I think that there will be people picking her up to take her. I don't think that. I think the Russian embassy would be there to at least follow the car or something. They're not going to let her just like, just like get into a van or what. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they would be protecting her, not because they love her, but because she has information. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it'd be very hard to lose track of her like that. So, what's going to happen to Maria Butina tomorrow? Is she going to go or not? That's why I kind of doubt, it's not a doubt my vision, but I feel like, oh, so what is this? Oh, the Trump guys. Look, the guy, the orange guy, and then the protector. Trump is at the center of what happens tomorrow. Military, law enforcement, deal. What did you say? How deal, huh? Oh, visit unexpected. Unexpected. So does she fly to Moscow? There she is, the girl. There she is, upset. Loyalty. She has loyalty. Oh, this is the center. Okay, loyalty. The blonde, yeah, she was like doing these sly things to get, to do her job or whatever, right? A man. Oh, there's a man. What man? Anger. Okay. Victory upside down. Yeah, guys, honestly, I feel like it could be. I think she could go to Moscow, but I'm not sure. And I usually am pretty sure, right? It's kind of strange. It's a strange situation because there's two scenarios that are very possible, two of them. And I see, because I don't know if they're like rehearsing this where they're going to let her go, or if they're like thinking into the last minute, because it could happen, it could change, okay? Sorry, I can't be more specific. I feel like it could be both. I still feel like they may try to get her to stay, or I don't know, but we'll see, okay? Because there's a lot of powerful people who would want her, okay, when her dead. So where is she? Okay, just a quick question, guys. I'm sorry. Is it okay if I ask this question? Because I'm like, I really feel like I need to know. You know how I am. Like, I need to know. I need to get to the bottom. If I don't have an answer, it really bothers me. So where is she gonna be in, like, say, April of 2020? I don't know. I feel like she's at a beach, but I don't know if I'm even confused, guys. I don't want to force it because I'm like, she's like remembering how, but I think she's alone in like this beach town or something, but I don't know. We'll see. I think she could, because then the other image I see is like she's cold, and she could be in, like, in some prison remembering how nice it was to be outside. I don't know. Okay, I don't know, and I feel like let's pause here for now because there's a lot. I feel like a lot could happen. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So Mike Pence. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. So Mike Pence has a brother. Guys, this is a strange story. So Mike Pence's brother, Greg Pence, he's in the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Can you imagine? Foreign Affairs Committee. What the hell? What is he doing there? What kind of information is he gathering? So what's up with this guy? Oh my God. So so it's kind of, right away the thing that I see about him is I see, the image of like transmission. Okay, transmission like a like all the way to Russia. So he is giving information. Um he's sending signals to these people, okay, or I think to Russians to say what is being. I feel like he doesn't give a lot of detail for security reasons. He's aware that he could be could be recorded or something, but there's just something where I feel like he's sharing with people, like he's not, what, oh, this is a guy's a server. There is a server. Oh my god, this is so crazy. Like there's a server, some, because okay, this I have to it's so interesting. I have to just explain the image so that we all kind of, even I, come to an understanding. So this is the thing. I see this image of like a line, going to, like, broken line going to Russia. In other words, some signal, and then I see him writing on his cell phone. But there's an understanding that he has the understanding that when he writes something on his cell phone, people in Russia can pick it up. He knows it. So it's not, and guys, one of the reasons that how they picked up Manafort, that he was sharing information with like he was like not telling the truth, was the Manafort would had an email account, and what he would do, he would start a draft document, and on the draft document he would send a message. He would never send the document, but you could look at the draft file folder and you would see it there. Okay. So, or like, some old email draft that, and now the feds figure that out. Similar here. I feel like there's some scheme where the Russians or whoever it is gets access. Because this is the thing. Because this is what is interesting in the image. I see this thing going to the Russians or whatever, and then the Mike Pence receives the information back. It's not as if he call, hey Mike, my brother Mike. No, he doesn't talk to Mike Pence like that. But Mike Pence, through this other server, whatever, then gets transmitted the other information. See what I'm saying? So I think, the whole story of these servers, the Alpha Bank servers. Do you remember this whole story that never has yet to be fully invested? I think Mueller even talked about it, maybe. But this is it. There's some foreign server that collects this information, and like, it's like, you know what it is, guys? It's like, it's intelligence, in other words. I do think that he shares, and I feel like it's, and it makes sense because don't you think they would have this guy? Why is he's so discreet? It doesn't make sense. It's like he's on something. You know what I mean? He's not on TV ever. I never, I like, it's weird. I never heard of this guy. Not that I'm like always like stalking the house or know everybody, but it seems strange to me for some reason. Okay. So I just feel like, and I knew about his other brother that has business in Russia. So I just feel like for some reason they're all like this Christian thing, cult thing. So I feel like he is, but he's more like, so is he brought helping his brother? He's like, I'm helping Jesus. That's who I am. I help Jesus. He's like writing the information that he had. Like, oh, this is the information they're giving. This is the stuff. Interesting. And I feel like the strategy of a lot of the people that are like, for example, the stuff of the Ukraine, okay, that they are talking about this stuff. The strategy is to also make it all public because they know that if the Republicans have the information first, they could try to create, a kind of a parallel agenda. So it's like, oh my God, isn't that crazy? It's kind of crazy, okay? Oh my God. So he takes notes, I think. Even though, you can't be on your have when you're in those rooms, I don't think you can have your phone, but whatever, like he kind of shares information. Yeah. So, but it's so scary, guys. I feel like those people, so many, and I do see also that law enforcement knows that it's his phone. They are, I'm onto you. I'm onto you. Oh yeah, I'm onto you. Oh yeah, I'm onto you. Okay. Oh my God. Is that I feel like, guys, almost like it can't be. I almost like sometimes I doubt. I'm like, no, really? Really? Well, not fun. Worry. Yeah, disinformation. Interesting. So this is negative gossip. So it makes sense. Like he could be sharing this stuff or creating fake players. This is the players. So the mob. Okay. So those friends of theirs. Okay. Oh my God. So, okay. All right. Next of all, my house. Okay. Yeah, I don't get a good feeling about this guy at all. Okay. Okay. Okay, so judge orders State Department to release Ukraine documents within 30 days. A federal judge gave the State Department 30 days to release Ukraine related records, including communications between Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and President Trump's personal lawyer Rudy Giuliani. Interesting, no? Interesting. Very good. So this is a big deal. It would really incriminate, not that, because guys, have you noticed lately Pompeo, his anger is showing. He's really gaslighting all the people that ask him normal questions. He's like, I think you're crazy asking a crazy question. That is crazy. What are you talking about? He's like that. Okay, he's manipulative and a mean, awful person. But what's going on? What's going to happen with that? Mike Pompeo. He's like hitting. He's like, oh, guys, oh my God. Because I think, they can always appeal or something. Like they're always constantly appealing for things. So let me click on it. So, wow. Narrow the scope of the documents in the request. Produce documents in the next 30 days. It doesn't work for the government. Wow. Wow. So I also feel like this is already connect. Oh my God, this connects then Mike Pompeo to the case of the Southern District, and I have to say I see Mike Pompeo like he's like hitting the wall, but I feel like he's starting to lose breath. I don't know if he's gonna have. I told you guys I feel like he's may have a heart attack or like get very sick. I don't think he dies right away, but I feel like it's like I see him holding on to the wall like he's like oh, like he gets so angry and he's this guy the situation that he's under really, if you have heart problems, that's probably not very good, really, because of the stress. Think about it, the stress you're under because you're doing this like covert operation, and you have, right, think about it, and you have all the cameras of the world in front of you, and right, and you don't have the power that Trump has, you know what I mean, even if you have a lot of power. So he's like, "Ugh, they're going to release information because you know what it is, guys. The problem is that Giuliani is under investigation. If they had the argument that it was like, oh, it's just about the government, it would be one thing. But the problem is that the guy is going to be. Think about if you were a normal person, you would be like, oh, I don't, please release it. Let me know, I want everybody to know that like I was fooled by Giul. If there was nothing wrong with what he had done, this would have been released a long time ago. But no, 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 forget about it. No. Why? No. Right? So there he is. There he is. Makes sense, right? Hiding. Like he wants to hide, but I think this stuff is gonna come out. I mean, it's obvious already from the testimony, but that there was, even you don't need much to see that Pompeo was directly connected to. He was there to help Giuliani because the president said, "I helped the president." That's going to be his defense, but it's like a very thin. He's on very thin ice. Okay, so and then it flashes here, guys, to Mike Pompeo going to Kansas for he wants to run for Senate or something like that. And the reason why he's doing it now is because he wants to distract from what's going on. And just like Trump does, the reason why he's running for office is he can collect money. You know how it is, right? Oh, it's just I'm going to run for something. It's not the point. The point is not running, is collecting money or doing something like that, I think, more than actual political office. It's a way for him to get, okay. Wow. So is this going to be released? Yes, it's going to be released, and it's going to be damning for him. I see him in the hospital, though. I think, you know what I think, guys? And it sounds horrible to say, but I feel like he may have a heart attack and go to the hospital and have some sort of, emergency surgery. He survives, but not much longer. To be honest, okay. I don't know. It's a bad guy. I'm saying this thing. It's not that I wish anything bad on him. Oh, look, flatterer. That's right. But wait, too late now for you, flatterer. It's unstable. Has to go. Yeah. Oh, angry. Right. Mm-hmm. Coldness. Letter. Have letter. Information for him, huh? Impeachment. That's it. Bye. See you later. Bye. Impeachment. Look, the impeachment. And I remember when this guy card would come. Oh, impeachment, impeachment. That's it. So downhill from here, bitch. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So, oh, so wow. Because but I still feel like, guys, Pompeo until the end he's going to deny everything, because this is the whole thing of the cult member, or like, the lying. You have to lie, and like everywhere. You can't just be like, no, I did this, but no, you lied. The whole thing is deny, deny, deny. Okay, interesting. Wow. So, but it's, guys, it's so interesting. Sometimes you ask, you kind of like have a question about something, and the answer is something a little bit different, or illuminates. In other words, I was not asking about Pompeo, but it turns out that it's a big thing about Pompeo, and that it's going to reveal a lot about him. It's going to be bad for him. Okay. All right. Now, so many questions. So, Ron Farrow exposes yet again the allegation of Trump's rape of a teenager. So, and so, as I said before, during here the conversation, that it was like because National Enquirer was trying to hide this story. So is this ever gonna come up again? Okay. Like, I mean, it comes up, but it seems like it loses momentum quickly. Is Trump ever gonna be investigated for this while he's in office? Okay. It's saying that there's a connection because the Russian mob paid for the women that he had these affairs with, and that is the big story here. That the National Enquirer received the check from these corporations or whatever it is. It wasn't the Trump was paying; it was them, because of, and that's right, because they like the oh, interesting. You know what it is? The information is itself the guarantee of the debt. So it's sort of like, oh, I pay off your debt, but now I own your information. So if you fuck up, I have it on me. You know what I saw, guys? It sounds crazy what I'm gonna say, okay, about the information about Trump. You know what I see? I see that when Trump falls, one of the ways. So what's gonna happen to this media? Some of the media that wants to still be credible, okay, is that they're gonna try to like finally, quote unquote, reveal Trump for who he is. And I see, because I swear to God, I see this story on Fox News that they're like, oh, as it turns out, Trump really did rape this woman or something like that, or there's validity to this story, because then they're going to want to paint him as the devil finally. Not to say, but it's sort of like they're going to have to think about how they're going to frame the downfall of Trump. They have to show it from many angles. You know what I mean? So he was, he lied to the community, and he was like this. So I feel like eventually and they're saying it's actually easier to talk about the rapes than it is to talk about human trafficking, because that means it's a business. But with the rapes, like, oh, she was like a woman, he did this to her, and nobody knew until now. It was, I think. So is there going to be? Well, the problem is that, whether or not he raped this woman or not, or whoever he raped, technically, with all the far right media that we have, this is not going to remove. He doesn't want to leave office at all, ever, right? If it's up to him, he's going to be there forever. But, and I'm sorry, and this stuff is not it's not that it's not impeachable. In the case of where we are today with Republicans like this and all that, this is not a situation that could necessarily remove him from office, and that's what we want. So for now, it's going to stay on the side, I think, but it's going to affect how the base sees him, I think, eventually or soon or something. So, okay, and it's never going. I mean, once Trump leaves, all the cases are going to go hit him and his friends or family or whatever. So this isn't going to come out sooner or later. The force is too strong. Okay, now Kash Patel, Nunes staffer, was passing negative information about Ukraine to Trump. So then my question here is, who was feeding information to Patel? Russians, Americans? Does Nunes and his office have a direct back channel to Russians/oligarchs, right? Because if these people are receiving the information, what is their connection here? What's going to happen to this guy? Interesting. So it's saying here that law enforcement is using the case about the Ukraine stuff, both from impeachment perspective and a criminal perspective, to nail down or to take everybody. Okay, so whoever is implicated in this thing, and it's saying here it's very different from the Mueller investigation, because Mueller, for whatever reason, didn't really. I mean, I guess he indicted like Michael Flynn and stuff, but it seems like he either didn't want to indict people, or he just didn't feel like he felt like Mueller felt like his job was investigate. Oh, this is it. That's it. Mueller felt like his job was investigating, was not necessarily indicting. And when he would find things, he would give. Remember this whole story that was like, we forgot about it already. But in the Mueller report, he said, and he made it clear that he made, what is it, referrals to all kinds of all kinds of law offices or whatever. Not all, I'm talking about a law districts about specific cases. And so, even though he didn't indict a lot of people, those investigations continued. Okay, so that's the story here. That's what I understand. Okay, so okay, so this will say here. Okay, yeah. So that's it. So they're gonna use it to kind of pull these people into the investigation, interrogate them, and get information from them, and start indicting people. And then it's in a way like right now they're gonna get the lower hanging fruit. I think it's even possible that these people, if there's evidence, like written emails and stuff like that, then they're going to get these people because then they want to get them to flip. You know what I'm saying? Like it, but it shows here that this is much more aggressive than the Mueller The Mueller investigated. He really did a superb job with investigating, but he did not exert pressure. Like, I mean, how do it's not that. It's like because what I see here is that the Southern District is very aggressive. They're not like Mueller, like, oh hello, I don't want to be, they don't really care about your, to look like they're partisan or not. They just want to get in. And when those people that have to, if you're called to be, to talk to the people in the Southern District, be careful because they could really put, indict people. And it's saying that they use it. It's like if they want to indict you for one thing, you know how it is. First, they're like, oh, they say, oh, you're going to be indicted for this. So do you have information? If you have information, maybe I could help you. But if not, then just like they did, Michael Cohen, if he had given up everything he knew, he would not be in prison. But he didn't. And he didn't give up stuff on, I think, the Russian mob stuff. Okay. So, what I'm thinking, guys, now is that this is it. They're going to start indicting, like, there's just like I see this big web of people being pulled, and it's not the same as Mueller. It's worse, much worse. Okay. So who's the information for the Americas? Yeah, it's like, guys, okay, let's get real. Nunes is a total agent or whatever, asset or something. Do they have? Yes, they have some sort of back channel. They have like these attaché, like meetings with like some sort of like Russian, like fake, they call it, oh, it's the Cultural Institute or something. You know what I'm talking about? Like, oh, it's the Cultural Institute for like, and it's just a cover for, right? That's what I think. That's what I think. Yeah. Yeah, interesting, no? Yeah. Oh, and the winery is coming here. Do you remember how like Nunes has some sort of winery, and that was like a money laundering activity for them to pay him and stuff like that? Oh, the guys, remember one of the first readings I did about a long time ago about Nunes. I remember seeing that Nunes was a treasurer, like he controlled how money went and how to pay. That he's a person who really controls a lot of the money laundering activity. So he's kind of powerful behind the scenes, not just among Republicans, but among the Republicans that are kind of colonized by the Russians. So this is very interesting. And then it's also saying that so they're going to try to flip the his staffer. Okay, that's clear. But Nunes is very involved in money laundering, like how to set up these LLCs, how to organize all the money laundering stuff. Okay, so interesting. Okay, okay. So now John Salomon, the opinion columnist at the center of the Ukraine Biden propaganda effort. So this is, guys, this is one of the most interesting developments. Okay, John Solomon he's a journalist. Now, what is fascinating about it is that he is represented by Joe DiGenova and Victoria Tonsing, the same people that are representing Firtash and these guys, I think, okay? Or like was working with these guys, or Ukrainians. So as the little that I know ever since I started looking, to the Mueller investigation and stuff like that, when you remember how, for example, Trump shared lawyers with Michael Flynn. Do you remember there was like a legal agreement or something like that? Do you remember the story? And the reason for that was that they could share information and that it would be legal to share information. So for example, as he was being investigated, Michael Flynn could share the information with a lawyer, and the lawyer could then, you see what I'm saying? So the lawyer then becomes the conduit of information. And that's what I think. I feel like by saying that these people are his attorneys, then the lawyer can then give information to John Salomon, as if, you see what I'm saying? So then it opens up for communication. You could say, well, right? You see what I'm saying? So that makes perfect sense. But I want to know here. So what does this mean? It means that he was paid. He was paid. Okay, he was paid. Okay. They found ways that he could be paid, and paid through the money transfers connected to these lawyers. A B, yeah, he would get information, but that they're saying that it's relatively new that Firtash was a client of theirs, but there's a longer relationship with these guys. Yeah, I feel, guys, these people connected to Trump, as you know, super shady. Okay, remember there was a time saying there was a time when Trump wanted them to be his lawyers, but they felt like they would make more money if they weren't connected to the White House. Okay, so but it's like that's what it is. It's like this sharing of like the corrupt information. But aren't they committing a crime then? These people, like, can they be right? Don't you think these people are so criminal? Are they gonna get dragged into this investigation too? Yes, especially the criminal one. Wow, because guys, Southern District is gonna go hardcore on them. Is gonna say like, you can't. There's no claim. Well, that's right. There's no attorney-client privilege if you're committing crimes. If the purpose is to commit a crime. So what's gonna happen to this guy, John Solomon? He is. They're saying you're unregistered foreign agent. You're pushing the information. That's right. You're pushing information from, right. It's like you're like legitimizing this information, and this information is like a bribery. Interesting. That information is something of value. So he's connected. He's going to be indicted in some sort of like a bribery scheme, which is strange, right? But it makes sense. Interesting for Americans, I think. No, wow, wow. Okay, so it's big. Okay, wow. Okay, next. Okay, so wow, guys, why do I never have time to everything? Oh no. Okay, so now quickly. Okay. But I feel like, guys, today was I have more, but I wanted to do a pause here just to say I feel like it wasn't a kind of like a very cool, sexy day or something. Like we have a lot of this, but it's like I feel like things are coming together. Seeing the bigger picture being revealed more and more. It's not like a huge bombshell, but it's a filling in kind of thing. Okay. So I feel this was a good thing in that way now. Okay. Okay, so I have a want to put an alarm here. So I'm gonna do like 3 minutes each question, okay? Because I feel like I need to know. I need to put my earphones. Okay. So so let's go here. So Senator Ron Wyden to investigate the connection between Turkish bank indicted by Southern District and Trump. So this is big. Okay, this is important. And is it gonna catch up with the impeachment or not, or what's gonna happen? He's right to do that. He knows and he's been told he has enough information that to show that there is a lot there, and Trump and his family. Somehow I see Jared here too. They really are afraid of what they because he's saying I see that Jared is afraid because once you get the stuff about Turkey, then you get MBS. That's why the Turks. Do you remember how the story about how he's like, I have informations. I have informations. We're thinking, if you mess with me, I'm gonna reveal the information I have about you and Khashoggi. So they're trying really hard to prevent this from being investigated. Okay. But okay. So next, so what is gonna happen though? Yeah, they investigate. They're gonna start calling witnesses. I feel like the guys' investigations forever. And they're never gonna be able to close it down until the next, like the House elections. God knows when, if they try to, But I feel like it's gonna come out, and it's the time when everything's coming out, and it's like pressure and pressure and pressure on Trump, and it's legit that they got all this like this foreign money. But it's telling me here, and I told you I think even yesterday that there's like a huge gigantic investigation into how foreign money gets into the US into elections. So they're already getting the Turkish people, and it's obvious the connection here between Trump, Michael Flynn, Trump, and those people. And they seem to know it, that it's very they feel like it's dangerous territory, very dangerous territory. Okay, so now just gonna skip here to then now the cybersecurity thing is really concerning. Okay, so top officials resigned from cybersecurity mission. At least a dozen top or high level officials have resigned or been pushed out of cybersecurity mission. So okay, so what is happening here with the cybersecurity? Because clearly Russia wants the U.S. They announced it on the Twitter, and when Russia says something, Trump pays attention. And just like he's doing in Ukraine, he's making it impossible for people to do the work that needs to be done. And he wants the same way, saying the same way that he used the people in the State Department. He wants also that these people do something that makes him look, fabricate stuff, and he doesn't want them to. He wants to like make up information that doesn't exist. Okay, so it's like it's saying this was all in his in Trump's mind. This was always meant to be the theatrical group. Sad is true. Like, oh, just pose like you're doing the research, but don't really do the research. I don't want to know. Okay, because that's right. I'm not gonna win. I don't win elections unless somebody, right? I don't win an election unless somebody helps me out. You know what I'm saying? I don't win an election, unlike normal people. Somebody needs to be, to buy the election. Basically, I have to. So what happens? Russia. What does Russia want here? They want the satellites so they can do the because guys, Russia doesn't really have a lot of technology. They have some, but not all. The most advanced technology is American, so they want access to the satellites so they can do surveillance and they can find out. Oh my God, they can find out, guys. But okay, let's get real. I'm just gonna say it. Okay, you probably know that if Trump gets what he wants and the Russians get what they want, the next thing they're gonna do is invade the U.S. I'm serious. Like, it's obvious that they want to cripple the U.S. They want to use the resources of the U.S. They want to enrich themselves from the U.S. And if nobody stops them, the next thing is like, oh, let's do the partnership, and then they get the you see here, Rosie. The one thing that is awful is how Trump gave them, unwitting or wittingly, the information about all the American bases in Syria. The same way he knows where all the electronic things are. The what is it? The electrical grids and all. He wants to know all the information. So what are the weak spots of the U.S. They can attack, because that's how they are. They want to be the aggressors of the world. It's sort of like a James Bond movie almost. When you have the character, the evil characters that try to like create a horrible situation to the world, like the comic book villain. So are they gonna succeed? What's gonna happen? The world's gonna come to a standstill, so these people can be caught. Because guys, this is the thing. There's no. It's like, and I heard a lot of people who are specialists in Russia say it. Like, there's no such thing as peace with them. They only see themselves as like their self-image is like being aggressors and doing these things. They never like they don't respect other people really. It's always a game of like they only respect you if you push them back. And if you don't push them back, they invade or do whatever. So what's gonna happen to this? Are they gonna be unveiled? What's gonna happen to this? Like, are they gonna get what they want? They're telling Trump, if you want help with the elections, and that's what he's saying, guys. Putin is dangling stuff on front of him, saying, "Do you really want help with the elections, huh? Now give me this and that and that." Because then he's using his like saying, "Well, you need help with the election, huh? Because Donald, you're not that good, don't you know? You're not that good. You're not that great. You need me." And as you know, I'm willing to help, but the only way I could help you is if you give me this and you give me that. So it's been giving him everything he wants, because he's then Putin tells him stuff like, "Oh, but you know what? If you leave the presidency, they're gonna arrest you. They're gonna arrest you, and they're gonna tell all this stuff that I know. It'd be terrible, if you leave the presidency and people find out who you really are. I don't know. If I were you, I wouldn't do it." That's kind of like how he talks to him. But is he gonna be able to execute this? No. There's gonna. I see these people arrested, guys, and there's a. Oh my God! Oh no! Another horrible thing. It shows that there's a lot more Russians in the U.S. than we think. There's a lot of intelligence officers there, like kind of behind, on the down low. I feel like. Oh my God! Because then, guys, I don't want to get I'm not gonna get depressed, but I'm like, how are we gonna get rid of these people? I don't even mean just the Russians, but the people that are enabling the Russians. It's all the judicial system. It's only after you get a lot of these people, like first get Trump out, and they're going to do that. And you cannot give up, and you cannot like, be afraid of anybody. They're trying all of this work of that they're doing about intimidation. Okay. It's like they're trying to have people kind of accept it as a truth, as a reality. Yeah, it's like heavy, guys, because if you think about it, if you were in another time, I feel like it reminds me of like Rachel Maddow says, if this weren't it's this crazy administration, any other administration would have done something about it. But this one doesn't do anything because that's the point. And they're doing it in front of us and they're denying. The whole thing is gaslight. No, nothing's happening. Forget about it. No, a lot is happening. Okay, but it shows there's something here about there's a military. There's an interesting here. It shows that military intelligence is stopping a lot of things, and Trump is trying to like either remove them or it's like it's crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, oh my god. I'm just like it's so upsetting. But like, so what's okay? Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna ask the last question. Okay, and so there's gonna be a live stream tomorrow, of course, because feel like I never have time. I never have time to like it's too much, okay? But anyway, but it's like we cover a lot anyway, but I feel like okay, so this is what I don't know. How's the showdown gonna be? Because guys, think about it. So anyway, so it's kind of like so by the way, there's a lot of, sort of like I'm not getting to the propaganda stuff, there's a lot of people saying, oh, but Obama, he didn't let it happen or whatever. It's not what I'm saying. I said that there's a lot of more Russians than we think because Trump invited them in. Okay, and it's not the ones that come in. For example, guys, did you see the guy who was the Putin foe, the enemy of Trump, right? I'm sorry, the enemy of Putin. He was in the U.S. How the hell did he come into the U.S.? It's kind of strange, don't you think? Was he some sort of you know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of people that came in every day. They come in. Okay, so this is it. So it's like Trump is making it all possible for them. He's enabling everything and facilitating everything. And as you remember, right before Obama left, he put all these sanctions. And in some ways, guys, that's what saved us up to now because that is evidence. Whenever Trump tries to like go around these sanctions, some of these things, right? So this stuff happens. So that's it. Okay. So how's the showdown going to be? How's the showdown going to be? Showdown going to be. I just feel like how is Trump gonna be pushed? Yeah, Trump is gonna leave no matter what. It's gonna be a lot of pressure. There's gonna be a lot of pressure that's gonna be exerted, right? And then they're gonna have slowly, not slowly, but it's like they can't. There's gonna be a point at which the lower people are no longer going to be able to sustain it, and this is it. So Julie asked an interesting question: Is what we know going to become public? Is what we know going to become public? Yeah. Yes. But that's guys, and then what, I have another question about this. So that is when I see a lot of military people, because what I see is that they're announcing this almost like a military, not a military operation, but they arrested a lot of people because if you really remove the Trump administration and not just Trump, right? Like all of this that's showing it's going to end. So what happens immediately? Law enforcement comes into the picture and stop, and like because they as you know, there's a lot of investigations going on, there's a lot of stuff going on, but nothing can be done if not nothing, but it's very hard to do something if Trump is in power. But as soon as there's so much tension, right, and so much danger, that as soon as Trump is out, everybody goes down. I don't believe, I mean, I could be wrong, of course. I don't think that it's a situation where like, oh, okay, now we have a new president. Bye. No, they're gonna go after all these people right away. Like almost like if there's indictments, they're gonna be. I think it's gonna because those people, guys. Let's go real. Don't you think they're gonna try to leave? They're gonna try to run. I think they would. If I were them, I would. Like, oh no, hi, see you later. Like what, right? So I feel like it's gonna not mayhem, but don't you think it's sort of like Guys, you know, it's telling me I mean, I've seen it before, but it's saying, do you remember Nuremberg trials? Do you remember at the end of the war, the Second World War, um, how all these people, you know, the Nazis were arrested? I'm not saying it's not necessarily the same, but it's somewhat connected. Okay, so if you're doing this sort of engaging in all this criminal activity, um, you know, that's what it is. I feel like unless you create a system where you expose, because there's, guys, think about it, there is no solution if you don't hold these people accountable. Every single one of them, then they're going to do it again, right? Like, because you have this. Trump was the perfect storm for the Russians, but the Russians started with giving money to the RNC for a long time and all of it, right? Exactly. A lot of people have already been caught either coming or going at airports. Exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? So, interesting. So this is it, guys. Okay. So I think it's good. I feel like today I got a lot of information. You know, I feel like a lot of it connected. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like filling in the blanks of a lot of stuff. I feel like that's what it is. And then we're gonna have more and more. The puzzle is, you know, I just don't see it um going away. Because the guys, you have to also remember what is fascinating about this impeachment thing is that at the same time that there's impeachment hearings, this is almost very unique, that at the same time that there's impeachment hearings, there is a criminal case going on, almost parallel, right? So it's fantastic because the people that are, you know, think about it. Giuliani, I'm not gonna. He thought he was in trouble with Congress. Now, no, don't worry about it. You're in trouble with the police, federal police. Right? Because it's like it's a criminal. In other words, why is there a criminal investigation connected to the Ukraine stuff? Because it's a criminal matter. It's a criminal matter. And if push comes to shove, what's going to happen is that the feds are going to indict everybody connected to Trump until the last person drops. Because Trump, you know, he doesn't defend people who go down, right? But he's gonna, you know what I'm saying? So if you try to defend Trump, he's gonna go after you, right? So, you know, like, you know what I mean? People lose. Like, everybody, if you want to support Trump, you're going to lose because he doesn't care about you. It's not mutual, never mutual. So, okay. All right, guys, I'm going to go, okay? Because, okay. So this is it. But I feel, you know, today is interesting because I feel like I was saying, you know, it's like filling up, like, you know, filling out the details of this. Okay. So, okay. All right. See you later, alligators. Okay. All right. Oh, okay.